You have no idea how long I was just setting all this stuff up. Like, because I lost my mouse. So I was trying to resize everything with just the touchpad, and that's not fun. So, um, so I'm gonna be playing, the kid at the back again, cause I wasn't able to really do it, uh, last time. So we're just going to start that. I'm starting simply because of I didn't get that far in it in the first place. So let me get my full screen on. Okay. So this game is still in development, incomplete, and may be prone to. Oh, I should probably figure out if I sound good or not first before I actually start. Let me see if it. I think I. This game is rated 18 plus. Minors are strictly prohibited from playing this game or engaging in of any shape or form of the game. In no way, shape, or form the creator condones. Yes. This game includes explicit dark themes such as death, murder, sexual assault, non-consensual touching, oh god, implied abuse, and sexual themes that may be sensitive for some audiences. You see the full list of warnings here. I've already looked through them, so yes. It okay, I think I sound pretty good, so okay. My computer keeps on getting unplugged because my laptop does not stay alive for long. Okay. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. Day 1. The Beloved. Like I did yesterday, I still have no water beside me whenever I play. And I should, because I'm gonna go grab water, because I'm gonna need water for all the reading I'm gonna be doing. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So, day 1, The Beloved. There. In the classroom dismissed, by our next meeting, I need a full report on everyone's poem that they have chosen. I will not accept one paragraph. I need 2 whole pages filled with words. Everyone got that? The classroom broke into a series of yes, professor, while some spared no time in packing their things, eager to eager to be dismissed and disregarding the teacher altogether. Your literature teacher packs up her own things and exits the classroom. The moment your literature teacher left, the classroom broke into small groups as each student gathered up to meet with their respective, I can't say that word. Some engaged in conversations, while some spared no time in exiting the classroom. A yawn escaped your lips. You turned your head and observing the clouds outside. The clouds are shaded in dark gray. The sky, once blue color, is now turning the same lighter shade of gray. The looming threat of rain made you click your tongue in irritation. I can use my spacebar, period. Just my luck. I didn't bother to bring an umbrella too. I do that a lot. I feel like my voice sounds very bad. I don't know. Standing up from your seat, you were about to grab your bag when you felt a tap on your shoulder. Turning around, you came face to face with the combed blue eyes, her blonde hair shaped like swirls with its ends dyed in blue and pink, complementing her entire ensemble, even if it's just a white bottom up that clearly looks too small for her. Hopping jacket tied around her waist, and the school's black skirt. Her hand went. Oop, I missed something. Her hand, which you assumed was the same one that tapped your shoulder, hung up in the air. Okay. Return. She seemed unsure whether to continue or not, judging from the way her eyebrows furrowed downward while biting her glossed lower lip. She turned slightly, her head not fixed on you, but rather on whoever is behind her. You hear her whisper something under her breath before eventually composing herself and turning her focus solely on you now. I did her voice really bad last time whenever I first tried to go. Her name is Brittany, I'm pretty sure. Hey, you're going to lunch with us, right? I mean you should. I don't usually see you in the cafeteria often, so you must not be eating properly. How can you keep up with classes looking like that? Excuse me? You take a step back, clenching the strap of your bag as you glare at the blonde woman before you. Who was this woman? Who does she think she is? Judging from the woman's expression, she finally came to realize the words that came out her mouth. Yeah. Brittany. A familiar voice interrupted the two of you. Oh, my back. You turned your head to where the voice was, and there stood none other than your old friend. That's really insensitive. Imagine if someone told you about how you look. His familiar words are of azure blue, nearly replicating lapis lazuli's, and his chocolate brown hair tied loosely in a low braid. Sun-kissed skin enhanced his handsome features, adorned with a black long-sleeved bottom-up with an indigo vest to add to his clean look. He is known as Jericho Ichabod. Crow for short, the class representative and a close friend of yours. Well, the only close friend you have. Crow made his way to your side, with a hand on his hip. He reprimands the blonde-haired woman next to you, and the said woman just shrugged her shoulders. You placed a hand over your beating heart. The close proximity between you two caused a blush to appear on your cheeks. No matter how many times you get close to him, or him getting near you, you'll never get used to it. His whole aura just gives a warm feeling in you, the butterflies in your stomach, thrashing and raging, begging to be released. Damn. Yeah, you may have a bit of a crush on him. Yeah, no shit. The woman named Brittany just rolled her eyes, seemingly used to Crow's reprimands. Well, you're the one who insisted on me instigating talk. You could have done it more nicely, you know. Like a simple invite alone. Crow gives you a small smile while handing out something to you. You look down to see it. It was your ID. You dropped this, by the way. Your name. I'm just gonna do my actual name. So. And my last name will be Moon. The ID shows my name, Shelby Moon, along with my pronouns. I am she, her, hers. You stare at your own ID picture and see yourself more. I want to do more feminine. You use feminine terms and will be called a girl/woman. Oh, I almost threw up. Oh my god. Excuse me. You looked at your ID picture, seeing a young woman and reading your name with your eyes. Name, Shelby Moon, pronouns she/her. Yep, that sounds about right. Your fingers briefly pushed against his. You bit your lip, then muttered a small thank you before pocketing your school ID. I'm gonna turn down my AC because I feel like it's really loud. I didn't realize that it was raining outside, but okay. Anyways. Yep, got my ID. Crow gives you a close-eyed smile, returning with his own thank you, then turns his attention back towards Brittany. Following up behind Brittany, there are 3 more people. The tallest one of the 3 is a sporty-looking man, clad in a green and yellow jersey, with the number 10 sealed in the front. His eyes are a bright green, the color that kind of reminds you of green apples. His skin a beautiful brown that nearly matches his curly hair, while a subtle is nestled on his chin, instigating his maturity. The second tallest is a man in a purple hoodie. His eyes are sharp and slanted with long lashes, adorned with teal-colored orbs underneath. God, he has gorgeous eyes. Holy shit. His hair is straight and styled into a hem cut, save for a short strand tied with a red ribbon, and a low ponytail bound with the same shade of red behind him. He looks uninterested with what is going around at the very moment. And the last but not least is the shortest of the 3, maybe within the group as well. Her skin pale, her face dotted with a few freckles, then and there, as rectangular shaped frames showed away orange orbs. Her hair is short and loose like waves. She wears a black button-up under an orange vest and a black skirt matching Brittany's. I just realized the other guy had fishnets under his pants stuff. Fire. Damn, brat. You sure are bad at socializing. Hey, Gio. Seems like you have competition. The tall... Oh. The tall jock, clad in a yellow and green yellow and green sports jersey, lets out a loud laugh, causing some students to turn to look at him. Brittany's face grew red from embarrassment. Gritting her teeth, she crossed her arms while tapping her foot on the ground. This only made the jock laugh even harder. Shut the fuck up, Derry. You're causing a scene. Also, if you were me, you would have done just as badly. That is, in fact, not true. I'm a lovable guy. Oh yeah? As the two argue, you turn your head towards the other tall male in a hoodie. Sensing your gaze, he looks down at you, his hand still in his hoodie pocket. Well, a sudden chill went down your spine. Oh. You quickly avert your gaze away from the imposing male and landing on the geek girl in orange right beside Brittany. She hasn't spoken since she arrived with the two males, but judging from how attached she is to Brittany, you're guessing she's closer than her than the rest of the group. She kind of reminds you of yourself when you were still new to the school with no one to talk to. Not until Crow befriended you, of course. Crow, our savior. Were you as clingy... Oh my! Were you as clingy to Crow back then as she is to Brittany now? Sorry about that. Kind of a rowdy bunch, huh? Hope you're not too overwhelmed. They sure are. Something. Look, Shelby. You're still free not to join us for lunch if you're uncomfortable. Meeting new people is overwhelming. I just want to let you know that I respect your feelings and that you matter, Shelby. Crow, reassuring you with a worried smile on his lips. You turn back to the group, the tall jock named Daryl, now bothering Gio with an arm around his shoulder. The visual irritation on Gio's face did nothing to sway Daryl's happy-go-lucky personality. Brittany leans on one of the desks with her arms crossed, striking a conversation with the girl next to her. What's your name? I didn't seem to catch it last time. Crow glanced at you. Oh my. Crow glanced at where you were pointing at. Jessie? You can call him Jess for short. She's best friends with Brittany. She kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. Oh, damn. All shy and quiet. Only that you're cuter. Crow pinched your cheeks playfully, and you groaned. Bro. But your mock annoyance is betrayed by the small smile that formed on your lips. How time flies, huh? That's right. You got yourself acquainted with Crow in your sophomore year. Before you left for the city, your father emphasized the importance of having companions and establishing friendships, most especially in this college. Alpeninas University, the largest university in Titan City. It is known for having the best facilities and the best education, where you're guaranteed to rise from the bottom to the top. So, it's Hope's Pick Academy, basically. Well, that's what the advertisement tells you. You tried getting to know people during your first year, but to no avail. No matter how much you tried to make friends, you just couldn't seem to bring yourself to talk to anyone, and to your dismay, no one seemed to bother trying to befriend you. Sounds like my sophomore year, whenever I was at a different school for half a semester. So, yeah. Sure, you would talk to a few classmates for projects, but nothing goes beyond that. As if they're scared of you, or more like disgusted? You could never tell. The looks you've received have all been mixed signals, some bad, some out of pity. What did I do? Like, do people just hate me? That is, until Crow came into the picture. Among everyone, Crow was the sole person who approached you with the intention of friendship. You were wary of him at first. Why would someone want to befriend you out of nowhere? That's usually how friends happen, girl. Your past experience caused you suspicion. You've had a history with people who tried to earn your good graces because you were somehow beneficial to them. God, what goes on? You thought Crow would be the same case, so you ignored him. But then he kept following you, trying to strike a conversation with you every now and then. You tried to dismiss him, ignoring his presence as usual, but Crow was determined to break down your walls and keep insisting on tagging along until it annoyed you once. Just once. That is, until it happened on the last day of your first semester in your sophomore year. You fell victim to one of the school's biggest hidden flaws. If Crow wasn't there to stop them, you could not begin to imagine what might have happened to you. What? What happened? Thank goodness you're unharmed. You concerned about me? What about you? You're the one who's hurt. Thinking back, you thought he was crazy and stupid. Taking a blow after blow until the perpetrators got bored and left the both of you. What? Well, what's the point, right? As long as you're not hurt, this is nothing. You're crazy, you know that? And he just laughs it off, winching due to the bruises on his face. I never got your name, crazy person. It's Jericho. Yeah. But you can just call me Crow. Nice to meet you, Crow. I'm Shelby. You brought him to the clinic that day and became inseparable ever since. Right after that incident, Crow promised to never get in fights again and continues to keep his word on it. You really owe it to him. God. You look back up at Crow. He tilts his head. Something on your mind, Shelby? Nothing. Just happy you're my friend. He looked at you with raised eyebrows, probably surprised at how random your thoughts seemed. He didn't say anything as he let your words sink in, and his usual gentle smile appeared on his face. Crow inches closer to you, instigating that he feels the same way. Though, we're just besties. Oh, it's Brittany. Brittany must have taken notice at the amount of time wasted in talking and arguing as she turns to you one last time. We talked a little bit too much. We'll end up not getting any seats if we keep this up. I don't know why, but whenever I read in a voice, I never mind, it's just I cannot speak when I do a voice, at all. So, are you coming with us or what? Caught up in your little daydream with the past, Brittany finally spoke up, catching your attention. You looked back at Crow, recalling his words. Don't force yourself to join if you're still uncomfortable. Then you decide to... let's just go with him, why not? Brittany hummed a sound of content before turning her heel and heading toward the classroom exit, her 3 other friends following behind her. Crow looked back at you by the door, waiting for you. Catching up, you raised your head to meet his azure orbs once more. Your heartbeat quickens within your rib cage in response. You two stop oogling at each other and hurry up. Shut up, Brittany. Leave us alone. Brittany oh my. Brittany's exclamation made the both of you jump. You merely look down and using your hair as a curtain to hide your reddening face. Crow just rubbed the back of his neck. You two eventually followed behind Brittany and the rest of the group towards the cafeteria. The cafeteria is loud and crowded. Tables are filled with students while the rest are lined up by the counter grabbing their lunches. A groan escaped Brittany's lips as she looks around for any sign of a vacant table you all could share. Was my school the only one where whenever you sat at a table, you the same group always sat at the same table? And I remember if someone we didn't know sat at a table, we got honestly a little upset because of our table. And yeah, maybe that was just a my school thing, but oh. What a fucking great time to not bring lunch, huh? Next time, I'm preparing my lunch the night before. I wonder why it's so crowded today. New lunch menu, perhaps? Seems like it. Well, we'll be left with nothing else if we keep standing around here and loiter. God. Hey, Gio, Daryl. Oh, yes? What is it, your royal majesty? Daryl cooed with a teasing tone. Brittany rolled her eyes at his silly gesture. Could you two look for a vacant spot while the rest of us line up? Save us time that way. Yeah, sure, Britt. Let's go, Gio. Wrapping an arm around Gio's shoulder, ignoring his obvious irritation from the sad Mel, the two walked away in hopes of looking for an unoccupied table. How big is it that they have to look around like that? Brittany then turns to you. Alright, Shelby. I'm not sure if you have picked anything like those two did. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if you have packed anything like those two did, but if you want to line up with us or go help them look for a table, make a choice. You decide that I'm gonna hang out with Brittany. I'll buy. Alright then. Daryl, Gio, go find us some seats while we line up. Daryl waved Brittany away, mouthing I got it before turning around with Gio. The jock's arm wrapped around his grumpy friend's shoulder, dismissing the visible annoyance on Gio's face. Come on. Oh, excuse me. Come on, Jess. Let's get in line. Yes, of course. You may go first, Britt. With haste, Jess trails behind Brittany. Let's go get in line as well before more people start piling up. We don't want to end up with the bad stuff, do we, Shelby? You could say that again. You shuddered at the thought, remembering the leftovers from the school cafeteria. With a nod, you and Crow made it in line with the rest of the students' body. While you were lining up, Crow turns his attention back to you. I'm glad you decided to come with us, Shelby. I know it may be selfish of me to drag you along, but they're our new friends now. I hope you don't mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm just judging them too fast. That's alright, Shelby. Their first impressions weren't really the best either. Well, save for Daryl. He seems to be the only one who is more excited to meet you. I can tell. Crow let out a soft chuckle. I'm just happy you're giving them a chance, Shelby. Oh, Crow. Your conversation with Crow ended there, and your focus returned to the line. You thought for a bit. How are you going to fit in with a group? You're still unsure of everyone's personalities, not to mention intentions. And why Crow just bothered to introduce you to them just now. And yeah. You'll think hard about it later. For now, you head out your you hand out your own you hand out your own tray for the cafeteria staff to place your food on. You weren't really hungry and just bought a sandwich and a box of juice. Just the usual, you thought. Well, whenever you find the time to spend your lunch break here. By the end of the other side of the line, Brittany and Jess already waiting for you and Crow, tray filled with food in their hands. Once everyone got their food, Brittany turned her heel and walked towards Daryl and Gio seated. Move your ass aside, Daryl. I'm sitting. A loud gasp escaped Brittany's lips. Her mouth opened wide in shock. The food on her tray is now splattered across her white uniform. Damn. Brittany! Oops, sorry about that. You should have watched where you were going there. Who are you guys? One, the Powerpuff Girls? Multiple footsteps came near. A trio of girls shows themselves before. I can never say that. I don't know. I know the word. I just can never say it. And my friends make fun of me for it. I call it trio. And I get laughed at. So. The tallest of the bunch, the red-haired one, Blossom, placed a hand over her heart, where her heart is. Lets out a mockering gasp at the mess. Brittany's eyes met the red-haired bully. Judging from the way Brittany's face twisted with rage, they seemed to know each other. What happened? Brett, are you alright? You should get yourself cleaned. You fucking bitch. This is my only clean uniform. How fucking dare you? Oh, look, Miss Claire, all flared up. Beautiful. Careful there, sweetie. You'll get wrinkles. It's not like you're not ugly already. What the girls. The mean girl coos at Brittany. Her two friends behind her laugh along with her antics. You've got a bad feeling about this. The entire cafeteria breaks in a few murmurs and whispers, their attention now fixated on the group of girls. Some stopped eating while some took out their phones ready to film to whatever happens next. Crow tried to come in between them to stop the fight, but he wasn't fast enough. Splat. Next thing we know, another low gasp was heard. Oh shit. A wide smile etched itself on Brittany's face. The mean girl's white uniform, now smeared with variants of wet sauces and oils, matching Brittany's own dirty uniform. Jess's face filled with shock. The food from her tray is now gone. Oh? Take that shit stain. You fucking bitch! Oh god. Food fight. Food fight! The moment Daryl howled those words, the cafeteria went into a hectic frenzy. Food and drinks started flying across the area as each student started tossing whatever they get their hands on. Are those trays? Oh my god. Shelby! Everyone stop this madness at once! What the fuck? Not only are we throwing food, but we're throwing full trays? That's crazy. And the last thing you saw was Crow calling out your name before passing out. I got hit with a tray fully on my head. God damn. How fucking strong are those? Are they? Oh my. I expect them to be made like out of plastic or something, but were those full on metal? Ugh, where am I? Are you awake? Thank goodness. Crow? You tried to sit up, but a sudden shot of pain went through your head. Stopped you. God damn! How hard did I get hit with a tray? You you reached out to touch where the ache was coming from, but Crow stopped you by holding out your wrist. Careful now. The nurse heard he bandaged your head. Don't push yourself. Crow gently pushed you back down on the medical bed. He takes a lone stool and takes a seat right next to you. Ugh, what happened? Well, after Daryl started that mess of a food fight, the principal called in to stop. The principal was called in to stop it. Daryl got lucky enough to escape what he did. Gio was nowhere to be seen. Oh, as for Brittany, what about her? What happened to Brittany? Well, Jess helped her out to grab a new uniform from the principal's office. Then why does my head hurt so much? Someone somehow threw a tray and you were unfortunate enough to get hit by it. How hard did they throw that thing? Thankfully, I got you out of there before things got ugly. Thanks, Crow. I owe you one. I want to see how loud the rain is. Hold on. Honestly, I'm listening to it, and honestly, it kind of sounds satisfying, not gonna lie. Anyways, thanks, Crow. I owe you one. I'm always there for you, Shelby. Never forget that. Anyways, it's around 1:45 in the afternoon right now. I should probably head out to my next class. You should stay here until the nurse comes back. You'll be alright alone here, right? You wanted to say no, but stopped yourself before you could. Yes, you can go ahead. You sure? Yes, I'll be fine, Crow. You've done enough for me today. You gave him a small smile, but he did not return it. Oh, Crow squeezes your hand, quite hesitant to let you go. Eventually, he loosens his grip. He stands up with his chair and walks towards the exit. But before you could leave, he turned around and gave you one last smile, eventually closing the door and going out of the infirmary. You groaned and laid back down on the bed, feeling the bandage on your head. At least the pain is slowly drying a little bit, but it didn't leave a mark on your head. Hope it didn't leave a mark on my head. You're guessing you came face to face with the edges of one of the metallic trays. Okay, so it is metal. And the edge of it too. God. Since when did trays hurt that much? No, literally. Then again, there were athletes in the area, Daryl being one of them. Just then you heard the door opening, the nurse voice echoing through the room with the clicking of her heels got louder as she drew closer. Oh? The school nurse entered and following her was a tall student dressed in black. He seemed to be holding his left hand. You could see the red streak of blood overflowing. Oh my. That looks bad. He sure had it worse than me. I wonder what happened. You should be thankful you didn't cut a vein. How were you able to get past with a pocket knife in the first place? The nurse sighed. It seems like she got her hands full with another student. The latter, however, didn't say anything as he let out a small hiss when the nurse dabbed some disinfectant on his wound. You sat up slowly, careful to not hit your head at anything else before stealing a glance at the student and the nurse. Your eyes met with the reddish-orange ones. Your heart raced as you feel your heartbeat quicken. What an unusual color. They remind me of the setting sun. The nurse finishes up finishes up wrapping around his wound, a blotch of red slowly seeping out and staining the once white bandage. However, his gaze is still fixated on you. The nurse follows his line of sight and finally takes notice of your conscious figure. Oh, you're finally awake, Miss Moon. She approaches you with a bottle of painkillers she took from one of the transparent cabinets on the walls before handing a pill to you. How are you feeling, dear? Does your head still hurt? Oh, my neck hurts. Oh my god. It's slowly dissipating, ma'am. Thank you. She hands you the pill and you take it down your throat. That's a weird way to say that. You're free to stay for a while longer, Miss Moon, but you need to return to your class as soon as you're feeling better. You gave the nurse a nod. She, in return, hums in approval before going back to the taller man in black. As for you, Mr. Bergamisa, if ever your bandages gets dirty through the day, don't hesitate to come back and I'll reapply it with a new roll. The taller male hummed. He turned on his heel and made his way towards the exit door before pausing. How should I make his voice? I'll return to my class now. Thanks for patching me up, nurse. The tall student gives you one last look with his fury red eyes before making his exit with a click of the door. The nurse lets out a sigh, rubbing her temples, feeling the headache surfacing. I swear, that child comes here every other day. Oh, you're not classmates with Mr. Bergamisa. Odd. I thought he might know you from the way he was looking at you. No, I haven't seen him around. More like you never bothered to look who is around you, since no one would even bother to spare a glance at you. God, what the fuck? Well, either way, don't get into too much trouble like him, alright? That raises a question in your head. Just how bad were the guy's injuries that he comes to the nurse office almost every other day? It kind of explains why she's been sighing hard ever since she brought that tall male into her office. With an injury as bad as a near stab wound on his palm, you could only take a wild guess. And as much as you are curious to know what transpired, you're nearly late for your next class. Eyeing the clock on the top of the door frame, you got out of the medical bed. You thanked the nurse and made your way out of her office. Who are you? Barely making it to your next class, you slip the classroom door open, earning you a few looks from the students inside the room. Turning to the podium, you exhaled a breath you didn't realize you were holding. When you realized that your teacher was still absent. Fixing your composure, you scanned the room. A few easels and shelves filled with brushes and bottles stained with acrylic paint guaranteed that you made it to the right class. You make your way to your seat. Once settled down, you groan, placing your elbow on the desk and resting your chin on top of your hands, waiting patiently for your professor's approval. Though you couldn't help but notice the feeling of someone staring at you. You shook it off, thinking it must have been the lack of sleep. You look out the window. Or maybe it's the cold weather. Hearing the classroom door open, your art professor makes his way inside, his large round belly standing out, round spectacles sitting on top of his nose, and a stereotypical brown beret on his head. He greets the class before starting his lecture. Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real fast. Oh, hey guys, I'm back. Okay. Art exhibit projects featuring various eras of art as part of our thesis. This time, we're tasked with yeah, that. Remember, this is all part of your paper, and not to mention making a name for yourself, of course. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ho ho ho! More like taking the credit of a student's work and using it to advertise your shitty school. Damn, you scoffed at the thought. Hope you all got a partner already by this time. For this term, I'm tasking you all to create 3 works based on the exhibited theme. This is where you want to throw your desk out the window. How could you forget? You weren't present during the previous meeting. You had absolute and you absolutely knew no one in this specific class. Why were you taking art again? Oh right, your father was an artist as he wait, what? Why are you taking art again? Oh right, your father was an artist as he was a farmer. It was all for him, and maybe you could make a name for yourself with your works. If ever your life as a gardener wouldn't turn out the way it should. Oh, I have yet to make up the rest. I guess I'll die. You shake away the silly thought. The problem is now at hand. You do not have a partner to work with. Now, I want all of you to go to your chosen partner for this project, so I can start explaining your task. Eventually, you are forced out of your seat since your seatmate's partner will be occupying it for the class. You curse at yourself. You can only hope you're not the only student who didn't get their own partner for this class. But upon looking around, it seems everyone is calm and collected. Were you the only one panicking here? That's so real, honestly. Unlike the rest of the class scurrying around to meet a partner, you were the only fool who was standing still. Only one standing. Because from the corner of the classroom, there's a single student not bothering to stand up from their seat. Their seatmate had left to pair with someone else, leaving a vacant spot. It's the guy in the clinic. I never knew he was in the same class as me. Is he not going to bother with his partner? Unless he... Hey there. He looks up from his desk and looks at your approaching form before you're virtually standing next to him. It's you. Seems like you're a bit lost there. Do you have a partner? No. Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners? Sure. Why not? You took the vacant seat next to him. His book now tucked away, and on his desk is now a pen and a piece of paper, seemingly ready to take notes. Hey, I never got your name. It's not quite important. Well, I should at least know what to call you instead of Green Street Guy. He raised a brow. Oh, I I want to read that actually. He raised a brow at your silly nickname you gave him before slightly shaking his head. Sullivan Bergen means I can't say his last name, but just call me Sal. Soul. I'm gonna call it, yeah, Soul. That sounds good. Soul. Soul nods, rubbing the back of his head. You can say that. My mother gave me that name. It's a lovely name. Thanks. Well, I'm Shelby Moon. Nice to finally know your name, Soul. Soul nods with a smile forming on his lips, then returning his attention back to the professor. 3 artworks to showcase. Note, it has to be some form of expressionism. Mediums will be strictly traditional. Your professor then proceeds to give other pointers for your project before leaving you and the rest of the class for the day. Everyone in the classroom proceeds to talk with their partners, already brainstorming ideas on what they're going to showcase and hopefully get a high grade. You turn to Soul as he took out his own charcoal pencil and his sketch pad of the class. You got any ideas for our first display, Soul? Expressionism is about conveying one's feelings, right? The easiest for now is a portrait. Let's use your face as an example. My face? He lets out his low chuckle. There, you're making a cute expression right now. That can be considered as expressionism. Huh? Oh, but I have this bandage on my face. Wouldn't that hinder the process? You recall the events that happened back at the cafeteria. I can simply ignore it. Or make something better out of it. Trust the process. He seems like he already has an idea of what to do. And judging from the half-filled sketchbook of his, he's quite familiar with the concept of art. Me, however, I think I'm pretty alright with art, honestly. So, oh, then surprise me. Sorry, I can't draw you back because of that. Sorry, I can't draw you back because of this damned injury. No, don't worry about it. You're excused, and I don't want you to stress your hand over this. You took out your sketch pad and your pencil and worked his portrait with determination, his eyes never leaving your face. You would often look up to see his features, taking notes of every curve, a blush occasionally invading his cheeks as he tries best not to look away while you work. While you were sketching up, you can't help but avert your eyes on his bandaged hand from time to time. Seems you're quite curious to know what happened to this, huh? And you weren't slick about it either. You froze when he caught you red-handed, like his, from being bloody. Just like the Red Sea. Oh, I didn't even read that part yet. We're synced. Like the red seeping out of his hand. You stopped drawing. Sorry, that was rude of me. It's fine. It's fine. This is just the usual for me. I've gotten worse injuries than this. You raised a brow at that. Not the worst. If you don't mind me asking, what happened? He paused and averted his eyes, but opening up to speak. Nothing much, just minding my own business. Got assaulted. What the fuck? Had to defend myself. He talked as if it's another normal Monday for him. Your eyes furrowed. He noticed and just chuckled. No need to be worried about me. All that matters is that you're still here. What? Wait, did I read that right? Oh, is that I'm still here. Okay. You didn't say anything, however, continuing with the drawing. Movement slow and now refusing to look at his injured hand. This school is way more fucked up than I thought it would be. The sound of the school bell rang across the classroom and through the hallway. You quickly made a few more lines on your portrait before giving up. You closed your pad and proceeded to shove it inside your backpack, earning you a confused look on your partner's face. Not even gonna show me what you made? It's not done yet. That never bothered me. Can I see it? Wait. How about a small deal? I'll show you it once I'm done with the portrait, and you still need to draw me once your injury gets better. Sound like a plan? You say that with a wide grin on your face. Yeah. He stared at your face for a short moment before eventually leaning back on his chair, arms crossed, and nods along with your deal. Packing your things, you and Sol continue out to the hallway. Do you have a phone? We should exchange numbers to update each other so we can do the next two more tasks. Sol then takes out his own phone and asks for your number. You recite it out as he inputted it on his phone. Let me try to send you a message. You nodded and looked at your phone screen and saw a new notification from an unknown number. This must be Sol's. Sup. You type so differently from how you look. From the corner of your eyes, you see Sol's eyebrow raised at your text. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. You chuckled. He rolled his eyes. Your stare lingers on Sol's face. A smile is embedded on his handsome features while he looks at the block of text on his phone. You bite your bottom lip as you recall the events that happened today. Mostly meeting new people. First, formally meeting Cole's group, and now meeting Sol. Back then, you struggled to form friends throughout college. That you were now convinced. Oh my God! You were now convinced you would be graduating without making a single connection, which would undoubtedly disappoint your father, and you were ready for it. You thought to yourself, these are odd people. It's at most. All misunderstood people, all human, all the same. A sudden wave of determination washes over you. With a hand on your chest, you stare at Sol's orbs, making him tilt his head slightly. Sol, I want to be friends with you. I can sense that people tend to misunderstand you and your overall personality. Sol is quiet, but his gaze remains on you with a lingering curiosity. But let me be different. I want to know you. I want to understand you, Sol. If you let me. He blinked once, then twice, then a chuckle. He puts a large hand on top of your head and ruffles your hair. All right then. Let's mark today as the start of our wonderful friendship, Shelby Moon. You playfully pushed his hand off of your head and nudged him on the shoulder. He let a small laugh at your poor attempt. As for you too, Sullivan Bergamisa. Just Sol is fine, shall we? Well, I need to get going. See you tomorrow? Huh? Oh, of course. See you tomorrow, Shelby. Giving Soul a wave of goodbye, you make your way towards the school's exit. My darling. My sweet darling Shelby. See you later. Oh. All the nicknames go crazy. All the nicknames go crazy. He crazy. He crazy. I made a mistake. On befriending him. He already probably knows everything about me. He probably He probably already knows everything. So, what the heck? As you walk through the hallway, your eyes caught on something on the nearby bulletin board. A poster was plastered on the large board. The Hallows Ball. Come enjoy the festival spirit of Hallows Eve. A Halloween party, huh? Seems promising. A sudden small vibration came from your pocket. Curious, you took out your phone expecting another message from Soul. But it was from Crow. Your heart leaped out your chest, recalling the events that happened earlier this afternoon. Can you meet me after class? I'll be at the front gate. You didn't send a reply. Turning off your phone, you quickly made haste to the exit. You approached the school's gate, keeping an eye out for your friend. Sure enough, there stood Crow, in all his glory, postured straight with his arms held behind his back, his bag neatly placed on the floor and his foot tapping on the concrete floor nervously. You yourself were growing nervous with each step you took as you drew closer and closer to him. When you reached his side and made your presence known with a small greeting, you noticed the way Crow's eyebrows raised in a mild surprise, as if not expecting you to actually show up before him. He cleared his throat before composing himself properly, his body now facing in your direction. You wanted to see me? Yes, Lifting his bag from the floor, he swings a strap over his shoulder and offers his hand for you to take. I'd like to take you somewhere. It's a bit near the park. I'll lead if you let me. What's going on? I'll take his arm. Why not? You didn't take his outreached hand, but rather boldly wrapped an arm around his, earning a look of surprise from his azure eyes. He did not question you at the matter, but a wide smile made its way to his features, while a slight blush dusted his cheeks. What's going on? Oh, Crow. What we doing? He holds to your arm tight and leads the both of you away from the school grounds. By the time you and Crow made it to the park, it was already sundown, and stars slowly start painting the sky. Is this the place you were trying to lead me to, Crow? Not quite yet. Come here. You follow him through the thicket of thick bushes, surprised to see stony stairs through though a bit run down. It seems sturdy to step foot on. Looking up, you see it leads somewhere above. You and Crow make your way up to the stony stairs, some red and orange leaves coloring the steps as you and him avoid a few puddles from the rain this morning. We're here. Come, it's a sight to behold. Ooh. Taking one last step, you see Crow admiring whatever was beyond him. His smile bright as his eyes twinkle like the stars above. Your eyes went wide in awe upon seeing the scenery before you, replicating the one Crow has on his face. Not once did you take into consideration the idea of sightseeing within the city. Everything felt unfamiliar, intimidating even. You couldn't blame yourself for feeling so distressed about the idea of traveling, especially since you had no one else within the city to guide you. But gazing at the sea of lights that stretched out before you realize that lots of yous have been missing much of the city has to offer. Looking farther ahead, you take notice of a small tower decorated with bright neon pink lights. Ooh, Crow. A little bit of its right. What? A little bit to its right is a movie theater next to a mall. The rows of other buildings with a multicolored lights seem endless. The more you scan the area, the more you see unfamiliar places that you didn't know existed. The moment of silence while admiring the city's view was interrupted by the sound of rustling grass. You turn around, finding the source of the sound. Crow has made himself comfortable laying on the ground under an old tree. You see his backpack leaning on its trunk. You turn your back from the city and walk to where Crow lay, deciding to keep him company. His gaze on the starry sky shifts at you as you sit down beside him, and a hopeful smile grows on his face. Judging from your face, all lighting up. You like this place, huh? Care to join me? Accepting his invitation, you give Crow a slight nod that brought a joy to his eyes. You stretch a bit and lay on your back, right next to him, your fingers barely touching. You and Crow look at the night sky. You observe how the stars twinkle as if the rain from the morning never happened. How did you manage to find this place? You tilt your head to look at him, and he gives you a closed-eyed chuckle before his twinkling gaze meets yours. I take you've never heard of Lily's Myth, have you, Shelby? Lily's Myth? Crow pointed up to the old tree that stood above you, then returns his gaze to the stars. They say that this tree that the humans came in contact with was blessed by the gods that guard this land. This very same tree here used to bear multiple fruits. They say that they never rot and are free from anyone to take. Oh, or that's what the popular interpretation says anyways. There are other variants of the myth? Crow shrugs his shoulders. Moving his gaze from the sky back to the tree, he stares at it, as if trying to decipher something just by the mere look of it. There are other versions, yes, but say the fruits are actually poisonous. Others say it's only meant for the gods and no human must take from it, lest they be cursed. Oh, that seems quite gruesome. Where is my water? Did I already drink it and I don't remember? Where is my water? Oh, I found it. It's no wonder they would rather use the lighter version of the myth. Crow lets out a low chuckle at the statement, nodding a bit, as if agreeing with you. I guess that might be one of the reasons. Hey, Shelby? He pauses before speaking again. You perk an eyebrow at him. Yeah? This seems like a silly question. No? Lay it on me. Tell me what it is. Do you believe in gods? The question caught you by surprise. Oh, whoa. This may be the best moment to know for sure. No. You don't? No. I don't. I believe in one's hard work. Does that count? Crow merely chuckles at your statement. With a hand resting on his chest, he shakes his head slightly, as if he couldn't believe he just heard you say that. I don't mind the people who believe in them. I just don't like the way some of them worship the very grounds these so-called gods walked on. You scoffed. I believe that everything is made possible through everyone's efforts, be it as a term or as an individual. Their their believers only give credit to those deities for everything, and it's an insult to the forgotten people who sacrifice themselves to make these things happen. You recall the townsfolk who endlessly praise and worship their patron deity for the bountiful harvest you and your family broke sweat and tears for. You watched as the efforts of your labor were all thrown to some invisible being which, as far as you know, returned nothing but calamities one after another. Twice only a miracle that you, your father, and the damned farmland are still standing and your crops still thrive even after so much damage. Crow notices the way your brows furrowed and says nothing, but the look in his eyes tell you that he savors your settlements wholeheartedly. This is why we're two peas in the same pod. How about you? Do you believe in gods? You turn to Crow, repeating the same question he asked you earlier. You scan his face, his eyes. He scans your face, your eyes, your nose, then your lips. His lingering gaze made you shrink back, your heart fluttering slightly. Crow seems to realize something to himself as he returns his attention to the stars above, sighing. I don't. This surprises you, and Crow laughs at your visual shock and confusion. What? You didn't think I'd be a non-believer? If I had to be honest, no. Why so? You kind of dress like a priest. Damn. Crow's azure eyes grew wide as he broke out into one of the loudest laughs you've ever heard from him. He laughed so hard that he had to clench his stomach and wipe a tear stained and wipe at the tear-stained corners of his eyes. He was still chuckling when he unbuttoned the first two studs of his black polo, revealing more of his collarbone to you. Oh. You quickly avert your eyes, finding the tree's leaves to be very interesting at this moment, as you feel a familiar heat rushing your cheeks. How's that? Less formal? For fuck's sake, Isabod. It feels like I'm seeing a Victorian woman's ankles for the first time. Crow grins at your reaction. It took the both of you a few more seconds of going back and forth with his teasing and you reprimanding him before you finally calmed down. Oh, back to the stars. The next few moments were spent with you pointing at the star and Crow teaching you the constellations with a gentle whisper voice. You both fell silent, basking in the peace of the night. As the silence prolonged, Crow fell deep in thought. About today, Shelby. About the guys. So we're moving to this conversation next, huh? I've got to be honest, Daryl pumped me up on this little hangout while I was feeling down on the dumps. I think I do. Oh my god, I need to stop accidentally pressing. It's actually driving me crazy. I think I do have to thank him for forcing me to actually give me the courage to talk to you after class. Oh? He lets out a breath he didn't know he was holding, refusing to meet your eyes. I just don't know if I upsetted you by suddenly dragging you into this group. I probably should have told you about them a long time ago, huh? I'm sorry, Shelby. You bit your lip. You suspected that you might have upset Crow by making him think you didn't like the group's president at all, and he's forcing you to bend, and that he's forcing you to bend to his will. One thing you know about Crow is that he is never the type to demand, to control, to be a king, to be a tyrant. You didn't do anything wrong, Crow. In fact, I should be the one to apologize. You speak up without thinking. Crow turns his head to look at you, his gaze swirling with confusion at your apology. I'm sorry for making you feel bad. I didn't mean to be upset. You swallowed a lump in your throat, trying your best to hold the tears that were threatening to spill. I just thought you'd forget about me afterwards. They're amazing people. Brittany's pretty. Daryl's a funny guy. Jill is so cool, and Jess is loyal. They're a great group. And most importantly, you're amazing, Crow. You are all amazing, but not me. I'm just not sure if I could ever be part of the group. You were always hidden in the shadows. No matter how much you tried to fit in, you were never to be considered. People treated you like someone to toss away, someone to use. You were worth nothing but an extra. That's what she always tells you. Who's she? You couldn't hold it back anymore. A sob escapes your lips, your vision slowly blurring as you feel wet droplets of tears finally sliding down your cheeks from your eyes. For a moment, you saw panic in Crow's expression, seemingly not expecting you to burst into tears. He reaches out to hold your hand, and suddenly you feel a pair of arms circling around you as he pulls you closer to him, letting you sob on his shoulder. He says nothing while rubbing a hand along your back, allowing you to cry, not caring about his clothes getting wet from your tears. Once you calm down, Crow rests his hand on your back, not letting you out his embrace. You're amazing, Shelby. I'm sorry I never got to tell you that, no matter how many times I've thought of it. I just couldn't seem to find the words. But you're amazing in your own way, Shelby. You may not know it, but you're beautiful, you're funny. You're quite a phenomenon. Yeah, I don't know. You could feel the vibrations coming from his chest from the chuckle he emits. Heck, you're the funniest person I know. All I'm saying, Shelby, is that you're amazing. You have no idea how much tears you've shed tonight. Sometimes you think it's silly and childish you cry over what probably a trivial matter to some, but the urge of sob returning after hearing those words from him. Do you want me to call you the amazing Spider-Man just to prove that you are amazing? That made you giggle a bit. You wipe your tear. Yeah. I keep on skipping it and it's driving me crazy. With whatever strength you could muster, you slowly pulled away and lifted yourself up. Oh, you sit yourself up, hovering over Crow. And there you see the very same man that made you cry by literally doing nothing. His braid came loose. You didn't know when, but his hair pulled around his head. Crow stares up at you with serene eyes, remaining silent at the gentle smile plastered on his face. There was nothing but the moon illuminating his tender features, yet to your vision, he seems to glow. He is absolutely beautiful. Oh, how you wish you could blame everything on him. If you could, you tell him that he's the reason for all the unnecessary feelings swelling in your chest. You tell him exactly how good and bad it feels, and the heartaches and butterflies flustering about your stomach. You want to blame him, but you can't. Oh. Let's get a little smoochy smooch. Oh. Hey, Crow. You have no idea where you got the guts to do the thing you did next, but the feeling of his lips pressing on yours made the butterflies rattle in your stomach, threatening to burst out of their cage. Your heart beats fast as you've ran a marathon, as you feel the heat rush to your cheeks. Crow freezes against you, and for a moment there, you thought you made a huge mistake. You prepared to pull away and apologize, but he makes a move you did not expect. The gentle grip of that Crow had on the small of your back slithers its way to the back of your head, fingers entwining with your hair as he presses you closer to him, returning the kiss with a fervent sense of okay. With his other hand holds your waist in a tight embrace, not wanting to let you go. Out of your own surprise, you break the kiss by pulling away slightly. Crow chases after you, leaning in close and capturing your lips in a deeper and more passionate manner than before. You feel like putty in his embrace, and he cups your cheeks with one hand, his lips needily asking for more attention to access to yours. In response, you shut your eyes tight, and your arms came to wrap around his shoulders, gathering his desire, granting his desire by tilting your head against his. Oh my god, read. The both of you losing all sense of the world as you fold deeper into the sensation of your lips against each other. He eventually pulls away, a string of saliva connecting your lips to his own. His breaths are heavy, matching yours, and you beheld his red face and hair messier than before. Jeez, brush your hair, guy. He tucks away a stray strand of hair behind your ear before rubbing your cheek with his thumb. Crow scans your disheveled figure above him. You can see the way his eyes dilute the longer he keeps his gaze on your face. I knew you were going stargazing tonight, but I knew we were going to be stargazing tonight, but I didn't expect the brightest star to be just in front of me. God, he's a sweetheart, ain't he? My God. Oh, I need to put my phone in. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Of course. You giggled at his cheesy pickup line. Oh, the heart in his eyes. God, I like you, Shelby. I liked you the first time I laid eyes upon you. I couldn't tell you because I was scared that I might lose whatever we had at the moment. That I could lose you. I couldn't bear to live a life without you. Crow, I like you too. I've liked you ever since, too. You chuckled at the silly thoughts you recall, the way you've been doubting his feelings. His eyes grow wide, jaw falling slack as he tries to comprehend the words that came out your lips. He blinks once, twice, before a smile as bright as the stars above appears on his face. It's a dream. It's a dream? I hope not. If I'm in a dream, please tell the sleeping me to never wake up. I want to live in this dream forever. Will this convince you it's not a dream? You lean closer to his face and place a peck on his cheek. Maybe, but I think this would definitely convince me. He captures your lips swiftly, distracting you when he moves in to bury his face in the crook of your neck to nibble at the soft flesh. You gasp. Now people... Oh, I hate when people say that. He just ruined it for me. Hey now. Crow laughs out heartedly as your reaction and simply roll your eyes. You can't stay mad at him. He dusts off the grass that sticks to his shirt before giving you a once over and gently swifting away the leaves on your hair and clothes. You get up and Crow retires his bag, almost forgotten by the tree. He looks back at you and takes your hand silently. It was time to go. It was time to leave the magical place you took You look at the stars, at how brightly they shone. You give the sky one last glance before turning away, hand clasping tightly around Crow's as you let him lead you home. Crow walks you to your apartment, not noting that he kept you out late at night. You bid Crow goodbye after he safely sees you inside, and he gives you a wave before turning on his heel and making his way down the stairs. You close your apartment door and lean on it, heaving a puff of air. You recall the conversation you had with Crow while you walked with him on the street leading to your home. I'm gonna give the guys a chance. I think I judged them too quickly, so I want to do better. I want to get to know them better. If you trust them, then I trust them too. Crow's expression was a surprise at your declaration, as your determined faces reflect in his orbs. Crow chuckles at your enthusiasm, giving you a friendly pat on the head. I'm glad you're giving them a chance, Shelby. I'm sure they will feel the same. You engage in other conversations with Crow during your walk, the topics not really being of any importance as you have forgotten them by now, save for his gentle voice and the occasional fond glances he stole at you. Time with Crow seemed to pass by so quickly you arrived at your apartment complex before you knew it. You make your way to the living room. You threw your school bag at a random corner, immediately plopping down on your sofa as you turn on the small television. Nothing interesting is going on save for what? Nothing is going on save for some food commercials and movie trailers. That pizza looks good. Maybe I should order something. Reaching for your pocket and taking out your phone, you're about to dial the number of the television when a new notification bubble popped up on your notification bar. It's from a group chat you've never seen before. After skirmishing, oh my god, I need to stop. After skirmishing, you realize it was Crow who added you in. Oh, it was a group chat with the rest of his friends. You opened it. Yeah? Anyone want to go to the Halloween party this Friday? It's gonna be awesome. Aren't we all a bit too old for costume parties? Is it required? You two are no fun at all. I won't go if it's not a school requirement, much less a waste of my time. Is it? No, it isn't. But it will be a great fun experience for all of us. I mean, we should loosen up a bit, you know? I agree with Crow. Count me in. Pass. I've got more important things to do than that party. Now, will you excuse me? I'll be doing my leftover task for tonight. Who says it like that? Sheesh, a stick in the mud as usual. How about you, Shelby? Me? You joining? It will be fun. You were honestly surprised that they somehow remembered you. Checking your calendar through your phone, you didn't seem to have any plans in the near future, or plans at all. You'd like to just spend your time in your apartment alone. I mean, sure. That's great to hear. Cora seemed happy about it. You giggled. This also reminds you of something, or rather, someone. Opening another chat. Ugh, fuck. You tapped his soul's newly added contact and sent him a message by sending an image of the same poster Daryl sent. A Halloween party hosted by the school? Yeah. I'm not quite into parties. Oh. Oh well, that's alright, just asking, that's all. Wait. If you're coming, then I'm coming as well. Really? Really? Do you plan on dressing up? I don't know. Do you? I mean, it's a costume party, so why not? I'll try to think of something then. Yeah, you better, Soul. You swear you can feel the smile behind those words. With a quick word of goodbye, you set your phone down when you heard your doorbell. That must be the food God, I wish food came that fast. Afterwards, you ate your dinner and prepared yourself for bed. You thought about the events that happened today, meeting the group, meeting Soul, and most importantly, your little hangout with Crow. Each and every moment is a special occasion on its own. Letting out a big yawn as you stretch your body, you turn to your laundry, slowly piling up, and scratch your head. We'll probably do laundry tomorrow. I say that a lot, I never do. So, but for now, you popped yourself on the soft cushions of your bed, getting into a comfortable position and slowly dozing off as you closed your eyes, embracing sleep as night goes. hmm And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me, the one who loves. I was a child, she was a child, in the kingdom by the sea. Huh? They won the kingdom. Day 2 of the kingdom. Oh my. I think I'm going to stop on day 2 and probably play again. Maybe, let me see. I'll probably play day 2 Friday, and probably around the same time, around maybe sooner, maybe around 7, 8. So, yeah. Let me quit. I have you saved. Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to go now, and I'll see you guys again Friday.